You know what I'm afraid of? I'm afraid of like opening a portal. Like what if I'm fine right now, but like
Yeah.
going to this thing,
You come back home with a chupacabra.
yeah, like the haunted house at Disneyland where they say like they will follow you home. I always thought that was real when I was little. So, because we like to keep things new and interesting, we are doing this one via Zoom on a
Yeah,
weeknight,
I
which I'm
know.
so curious. I can see the bags under my eyes from a full day of work rather than like a Saturday where I'm like cool,
Fresh
calm,
and
collected.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I've got bags just everywhere.
I'm Alex.
I'm Karla. Hi.
Welcome to What Have You Been Reading and Eating? Episode
16.
16.
Woo-hoo. Okay, let's talk about food real quick. Did you see the email that I sent about my soup not having the
I
ingredient?
did.
Yeah.
I'm a little sad to think of what it could have been.
It was supposed to be creamier.
So we had our Friendsgiving on Saturday, which was great. And Karla made a soup. And
I
today
think.
she realized it was missing a fairly crucial ingredient, I think.
Well, okay. In my defense, I had test kitchened it and I test kitchened another kind of soup first. So I think that maybe my brain was just tired of soup.
Yeah. In your test kitchen, was it really good with the creaminess in
It
it?
was good with the creaminess. Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it good on Saturday?
It was good, but I think it would have been better with the creaminess. So this is the other thing about video. Look, I like scratched my neck and now I'm distracted by this giant red blob on my neck. But I
I
guess that's neither here to there to what have you been reading?
Yeah, plus the good thing is that we're hopeful that the audio works out and that we don't have to use video because if we do, then you're gonna see Alex's scratch and you're gonna see this little guy just
But maybe we should post it on YouTube anyway. People can see our
Oh,
beautiful
Alex,
faces.
please don't throw so much at me.
Okay.
But yeah, maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
So, Karla, what have you been reading?
So remember that I told you that I wanted you to let me know when you were going to dive back into the Dark Tower series so that I can come along with you?
Oh, yeah. I don't know that's ever going to happen, but did you start?
I did.
Good.
Yeah. I hopped
I
on the
don't
train.
I don't own. I think Jeff maybe owns some, but I think we boxed our books up.
Mm,
I don't have them handy.
okay. Well, I left you. I
That's
said,
fine.
I said, I got,
Toodaloo.
where is that from?
Toodaloo?
Yeah.
I think it's like a popular.
Oh, wait, I just used it in the email.
Oh, Jeff and I are going to Palm
Earlier.
Springs this weekend, and in my hotel reservation, I was confirming something with someone, and their closing line was "Ta-ta for now."
I love that.
That was so Palm Springs and so cute. Ta-ta for
Um, well, how long are you going to Palm Springs for?
one night.
Ah,
We were going to go for two, but then we had to reschedule one of Jeff's photography photo shoots for like Saturday. So we're literally going late Friday night, the Saturday morning, and coming back Saturday.
oh, Jiminy Crickets. Okay, that sounds right.
Not, yeah, not what we had hoped for, but better than nothing.
Yeah, okay.
Celebrate Hefe's birthday for a little bit.
Woo
Okay,
woo.
so you're
Okay,
reading The Dark Tower.
yes, but get this. I decided to add a spin to it.
Oh.
I'm doing it in Spanish.
Oh, I'm intrigued, Karla.
It's very intriguing because I don't know a lot of the words.
So I think I mentioned before, I lived in Guatemala for a while and I went to elementary school there for a few years. And I always been curious about my vocabulary. Like I stopped learning words in Spanish right at sixth grade. There's no SAT words that
Right.
I learned. Like my vocabulary is that of a sixth grader.
Uh, you don't speak Spanish at all? like throughout your life?
Yeah, I have, but I feel like you pick up those big words in high school through reading higher
Uh,
level books and stuff. And
okay, yeah. Yeah,
I
yeah.
speak it, but I'm not absorbing. I've read books in Spanish, so maybe through that I've picked up a
Mhm.
few. But yeah, I feel like sometimes my Spanish level is elementary,
Well,
vocabulary wise.
it's been interesting. I think that the reason that I'm able to grasp as much as I do is because I know what it is in English. So I can easily like use that
Oh.
in my brain. Like there are words that I'm like, what the heck is that? But I know what
But
it
you
is.
understand what's happening.
Yeah. So it's been interesting. It's been a good time. Um,
What
I
prompted you to read it in Spanish?
um I don't know. I'm
Yeah.
weak sometimes. Like another favorite book of mine that I initially read in Spanish, I decided one time to just read it in English and I was like, "Oh, I don't like that. I like
Mhm.
fine, but I prefer it in Spanish." And that's that Chronicle of a Death Foretold book. Baseline is my baseline for that book is Spanish. So, I guess I do that sometimes. I like to, you know,
See what one's better. I read a murmur or the murmur of bees in Spanish,
oh girl,
and I'm
that
so
was your
glad I did.
that was your book club pick.
It was
I didn't read it. I bought it.
so good.
I started reading it years ago.
Yeah, it was a while back.
And I just fell out of it. I didn't even decide not to finish it. I just fell out of it. I don't, it's
4 years
there.
actually, because it was during COVID, and it takes place, the setting of the book is the Spanish influenza, like, back in
Oh,
the day. So it was like kind of eerie to be reading about, the
did you
cart would
do
go
that on
around
purpose?
and pick up bodies. No, 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 no. I didn't even realize it. And then as I was reading it and we were like in the throes of COVID, it was kind of weird.
I love that sentence right now that you just did in the throes of COVID.
Ooh, those SAT words, see? I don't know how would you translate that in
I
Spanish?
don't know. En lo mero mero de COVID.
Okay, so someone sent a group text in Spanish today that was a mistake, but so she said en la torre. And I think, is that a Guatemalan phrase? I think it's a Guatemalan phrase.
No,
Do you,
that's just Spanish in general.
in general, I wasn't sure if
Yeah.
that was very Guatemalan, but it gave me such a tickle.
It's like, oh damn, right? Like,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So, all right.
Well, I'm excited
So,
for your Spanish journey with the Dark
yeah.
Tower.
Yeah, I've gotten through book 1 and 2 fully.
Do you buy them? Are you loaning them? How are you
No,
reading them?
these I'm getting through my library app and I already have number 4 queued
Yeah.
ready to go because I'm about 30% into book 3.
I'd imagine for this series, they're not in super high demand anymore because they've been out for so long, so they're
Yeah,
pretty readily available.
yeah. I see that book 4 is available. That one I've already got. Book 5 is not available, which is like,
Oh,
okay, I guess I'm gonna have to buy it.
yeah.
Um, and book 5 is my favorite, so I'm really interested to see how I'm going to like my favorite of the series in Spanish.
How
And
many are there total?
7.
7, right? Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah. So 4 is available, 6 is available, 5 isn't, and 7 isn't. So I might have to buy those, which
Yeah. Well, maybe you're gonna love the Spanish version and you're gonna want to have them anyway.
maybe. It's weird because like we just met Oi right now in the part where
Mhm.
I'm at, and his name is not Oi in Spanish.
Oh,
His
they
name is
changed it?
his name is Acho
That's gonna be weird.
because of muchacho.
That's weird.
Yeah,
Because
it's
that
odd.
changes the whole character
I
almost.
love Oi. I mean, I like Oi. in Spanish regardless, even though it's ocho.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Ujú, ujú, ujú.
that gives
Sí,
me,
sí.
yeah,
Mm,
a moment of
muy
pause.
extraño.
Sí, sí, sí.
One of my favorite things to say is yes, yes en inglés, oui, oui en francés.
Love it.
Anywho, so that's what I've
And
been into. And then I read some short stories. I emailed you or texted you that I was going to
yes,
try my hand at short stories in
romance short
romance.
stories.
I've only been able to get two or three. It's not
Not
for
feeling
me.
it.
It's
Yeah.
not. I mean, it's fine. The Scotland
It's
guy,
fine.
the Scotland one guy was cute.
Yeah,
I can't do it, man.
can't do it.
I don't know. Maybe I'll like it one day when
I
I'm
don't, I don't, I haven't loved the short story romances. I read my fair share of
yeah, you did mention
romance.
that. Yeah.
I'm reading, well, I think I've read the ones I'm going to read. They have I think it's called the Cozy Sweater series or something on Amazon Prime, and it's like holiday short stories. So I think the one that you're reading is the Valentine's Day one. It's the Meet Cute,
Yeah. Yeah,
the
the meet cute.
Improbable Meet Cute series.
Yeah.
So that
Did
one
you
came
see
out
my
for
face?
Valentine's Day.
Did you see my face when you said the cozy sweater? Like I like
I did.
stuttered. I saw my face
Um,
and I was like, we can't post this video.
I've been feeling like such a prude with this series because they're short stories
Hmm.
and they're intense on the like sexy jalapeno scenes.
The cozy sweater one?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
Because
think
my meet cutes have had nothing. Ah,
really?
they kiss.
Um mm, no, these definitely have some very, very spicy.
They have jalapeno poppers.
They have some jalapeno poppers, yeah.
Okay.
So there's Mary Ever After by Tessa Bailey, which I think I stopped halfway through, and they're like, novellas, so they're very short. Merriment and Mayhem is by, oh, I lost it.
But you're
Alexandra.
feeling prudish?
Yeah, like
Why?
it just dives into like the super like jalapeno scenes, and I'm like, oh, I don't know, maybe I'm just not in the mood for it.
Is it because it's short that like they have to be like, and then
It's
they
like
bang?
short and it comes on very strong, and like some of them are just very graphic. And I'm like, I
Mhm.
don't know, I'm just not feeling it right now.
Yeah.
There was one that I did like, is it All by My Elf? There's one, it's called Only Santa's in the Building. Cruel Winter Without You. I think that's the one that I liked by Allie Hazelwood. And she's a very popular romance author.
Hmm.
She wrote Bride. Have you heard of that one? It's
I
about,
see it on my library app as a
yeah,
popular ebook,
yeah,
but
it's very popular.
it's like the first thing that pops up as because like I have it filtered to popular ebooks, popular audios books.
Yeah,
So those are the first two things that show up. And then that one has been there recently, but
yeah,
she's wearing a nice white dress.
yeah. Yes. But it's like a vampire werewolf thing, I think.
You know
Um,
how I feel about animals.
inter
I don't
bestiality.
I don't feel good about it.
I haven't read it either. But it's all the rage. But I
Well,
think she wrote one also for the Valentine romance, and I didn't like it, but I loved the one on the cozy sweater. But I didn't like a lot of the other ones. I didn't finish most of them. I think of five, I finished two.
okay. I'm gonna finish the series. I'm gonna
Yeah.
do it. They're very short. There's no reason not to. Um,
I mean, unless you're not enjoying it, and then DNF it, Karla.
what was I? Yeah, but like they're so short.
They are so short.
It's not a huge investment, so it's cool.
Yeah.
Maybe maybe I'll find the softer side of Karla somewhere in there. Like I'll be like, "Oh, look at that."
Are you forcing yourself to read these because you feel like you need to read a different genre? Are you like excited to read a different genre?
I'm forcing myself
Hmm.
to explore these because they're so popular that there
Yeah.
has to be something in there like there's got to be something in there, right? Um
No, I don't think so.
uh, well, okay, because like before I used to think that I hated like anything fantasy, science fiction-y in terms of visuals.
Yeah.
And then I watched Lord of the Rings and I was like, oh, hell yeah. So maybe I just haven't found my oh, hell yeah.
You need to read The Will of the Many.
I thought about that. I was like, do I need to read this book? Because like you were so into it.
Yeah,
Uh, I might. I
I
might.
think you got to read it.
I'm
Um,
gonna ponder it. What have you been reading though? Tell me all about it.
so I read those, well, two of the five cozy sweaters. I've been struggling to find audiobooks now that I have a bit of a commute to work,
Hmm.
but I haven't wanted to pay for them and I don't have Audible, so I've been scouring Libby for audiobooks that are available now, which you and I discussed last time. Sometimes the free stuff that's available right away is not that great.
Can I tell
Yes.
you something?
Tell me
Some of
something.
the Kindle has what's it called? It
Like
lets
the
you
audio
down.
add-on?
Yeah, and it's not additional.
I'll have to look for that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But
Okay,
I've
go ahead.
struggled a little bit to find one that I like. I got Planes, Trains, and All the Feels by Livy Hart was one that was available, and it's a little romance book again. This guy and girl are both stranded at an airport and they have to get, from the East Coast all the way to the West Coast, and there's a storm, so their plane is stranded, so they go to rent a car, and of course there's only one car left, so they have to, share the car and drive out together, and then the car breaks down and they have to take a train, and then they have to rent another car, and then they go to a hotel and there's only one bed, obviously. And it was cute, but again, it was like there was a lot of spicy jalapenos, for I'd
But
say,
we do poppers. We do jalapeno poppers.
offers. I don't know why I've been so turned off by these scenes. Maybe it's the audio too, like maybe someone else telling me these things makes it weird for me. I don't
Oh,
know.
because you usually read it.
Usually I read it. Like, but the cozy sweater ones I was reading and I was still turned off by it other than turned on, which is weird.
Hmm.
Um, but maybe it's a me thing right now. So that one I listened to the end, but towards the last third, maybe I did like the 1.25, 1.5, because I'm like, I know it's going to be happily ever after, but I kind of want to see where this goes.
Okay.
So it was fine. Yeah, they like,
Okay.
I like the road trip adventure. They stop in different places and stuff. They were both good characters. I liked them, but it wasn't great. My other sad reading story is I feel like I've been kind of in a little bit of a slump is I finally got The Life Impossible on Libby by Matt Haig. He was the author that wrote The Midnight Library, which was a book
That
club book for us.
sounds familiar.
Did
You
you
know,
read
I
it?
didn't read it.
I loved it. That was the one where the Midnight Library is the one where um she goes the main character goes into this library and she can go into all of these different versions of what could have been her life.
Ooh, that sounds interesting.
She wakes up and then she's, this super famous Olympic athlete, and she's exploring that. Or in another one, she's like this rock star because she, thought that she was really good at guitar. And so it explores what would have happened if she pursued that, or what if she pursued this or that. Um,
Okay.
which I loved it. So I was really excited about this new one. And I just couldn't get into it. I think I got to like 30% and then it was up on Libby and I didn't feel the need to get on the wait list again. This one is a like 70-year-old woman that goes to Ibiza because somebody that she knew like 40 years ago.
Ibiza.
Ibiza.
You have to be pretentious when you can, Alex.
Ibiza. And yeah, there's something magical about the place and the ocean water. And I kind of, I don't know. It didn't speak to me, and I really wanted it to speak to me. I'm a little
Oh,
sad.
dang. You know what you need to do?
Mhm.
You need to do a reread to get out of that slump. Pick a book that you really like. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, maybe I'll do, yes, okay. There's a Christina Lauren holiday book that I love, in a Holidaze.
Hmm.
And I have the paperback. I think I'll do, it's a great idea, Karla. Yay! It's about cabins and traditions and Christmas
Love
and
it.
spicy. But I
Tis the
think
season.
I remember loving those spicy scenes. So maybe this will get me back in.
There you go.
Good idea.
Get
Have
your
you been reading
visual porn.
anything else?
I told you that I was reading the book that you told me about, The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue.
Yes.
It's all right. I haven't finished it yet.
Yeah. How far?
Um, so she's met Henry. I don't know how much of an impact that will have long term. I kind of try to get spoilers out of you and Robin.
Mhm.
And I think Robin may have lied to me and she said, "Oh, he's not that important." And I don't know about that.
Henry, remind me again who he is.
Henry is, well, kind of a spoiler, so
Oh.
watch out for that car. Um, he's the one that remembers her.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So I I don't know if he's gonna have an impact long term though,
Hmm.
or if he's just the catalyst for making this book more interesting. Because I will be honest with you, so far I don't feel like it's super interesting. I feel like it's pretty repetitive in the how downtrodden she is, you know?
Yeah.
Did I say that word right? I feel like I had mush face.
Mm, I don't know that it
Mush
is.
mouth? Yeah. Okay,
She
she's
is
like
downtrodden. He was downtrodden. I don't know. I
it
don't know.
it felt wrong coming out of my pie
Yeah, I
hole.
don't know that it's not rolling off the tongue.
So anyway, whatever. The point is, it kind of feels repetitive in how shit her life is.
Yeah.
And I'm at the point where I'm like, can we jump this
Yeah.
hurdle?
Yeah.
And it's pretty far into the book. So,
What do you think about her relationship with the devil? Or
um, it's fine. I
yeah.
I can tell that like obviously like she likes him visually, right? She drew him.
Yeah.
And he seems to enjoy causing her grief, which,
Yeah.
as we all know in elementary school, when we wore pigtails, when the boy pulls your hair, that's when
He
he likes
likes
you.
you.
So I feel like, okay, got
Yeah.
it. Cool. I would just like to jump the hurdle and get to the point where I feel more invested in her
Yeah.
happiness.
So you're gonna keep reading?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, do you want to talk about Hello Beautiful?
Did we not?
No, because we talked about it at book club.
Oh man, that book is so pretty.
So pretty. It's beautiful, isn't it?
Oh man, I'm so glad I don't have sisters because the heartbreak of
Yeah.
the sisters,
Yeah.
um, and I can say that like being from a Latin American, just a Latin family, a Mexican family, yeah, we are very similar in our
Yeah.
fuck yous and I'll never speak to you again in that.
Yeah.
Are you?
I don't think we have any like family drama like that.
Oh, that's nice.
I'm trying to think of what the word is. Rifts. It's not a rift. It's a,
Oh, okay.
what do you call it?
No,
And when
yeah,
there's
it's yeah,
generations of people that don't talk to each other, what do you call that?
yeah, it's a rift.
No, there's a stronger word. Like neighbors that haven't, talked to each other because of the
Oh,
fence.
oh,
Like
oh, ooh,
feud, a feud?
yes,
Yes.
dude.
I don't think we have. I mean, we have some family drama, but no feuding. Like I feel like this family, there was a major, major rift. It was like
Yeah,
what, 20 years. Well, I
yeah,
don't want to spoil, but it was good. It was beautiful. I loved the highs and lows. I
yeah.
loved all of the characters except, was it Julia? Was
Oh,
it?
yeah, she's very unlikable.
Yeah, I did not like her.
Yeah. I didn't realize that I wasn't going to like her when we meet her in the book.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, you meet
Yeah.
them like, so there's four sisters, right? And it's kind of a like a pseudo retelling of Little Women.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just thought, yeah, I was gonna like all four of them. I loved Little Women. But yeah, she like her reactions to things and how she acted and stuff. I just did not like her at all. I didn't even like her endless pursuit of what she was going for, it was too
Throughout the
much.
entire like after she gets married, she just
Yeah,
falls off a cliff for me.
yeah.
Yeah. Um,
But I
I
loved,
didn't like
well, and the mom,
William.
obviously, the mom was a bitch, but all the other
Yeah.
characters are great. I love
William.
them.
William?
I liked
He's
William. He
I
had
don't
issues.
yeah, he needs to figure them out a little bit earlier than
He
25
did.
years later. No, he didn't.
Well, yeah,
Yeah. No.
that one situation.
Oh, that's a pretty big one.
It is a big one.
Mm-mm. Loved the book.
Loved it.
Could I ended up not finishing it in time for book club because I was
Yeah.
trying too hard while I was
Yeah. And
driving
I
to book club.
I hadn't finished it either at that point, but I made myself read the last few pages before book club just so that I wouldn't be shocked by any spoilers.
Mm.
But then I was glad I went back. So I had the book and I had to turn it into the library because I checked out a physical copy. And then I found out that Saturday morning that it wasn't going to renew because there was someone waiting for it. So I had to turn it in. And I mean, I'm reading it as we're driving to the library and we've got the kids in the car. And I'm like, Mom needs a moment. I need to finish my book. And I couldn't do it. And then I was so sad because I was going to have to turn it in. And then I got the genius idea to just take pictures of the last few pages. So then I did that. And we just got a 10-minute warning.
No. Oh, by the way,
Um,
guys, what we're trying to do is a
oh
shorter
yeah.
episode where we maybe go on less tangents, which I think we've been pretty successful.
I mean, I love our tangents. I don't know that the goal is to have less tangents. It's just maybe,
Be shorter though.
yeah,
Let's
I think we're testing the consumption and whether people will listen to us more if they're weekly shorter
shorter.
episodes rather
Yeah.
than like bi-weekly or every 3 weeks hour episodes, which maybe are harder for people to listen to. So we'll try
Which,
this out. Let us know what you guys think.
yeah, I was gonna say this is a perfect opportunity for you guys to let us know if
To
you
leave a comment,
like this.
to rate us, do something.
Rate us highly, even if you have constructive criticism.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
like we always said, give us a constructive criticism privately
yeah,
and the public praise.
of course.
Praise
Look,
publicly.
we have rules to how we want you to speak to us.
Um, but yeah, I
Okay.
thought it was a great book.
Yeah,
I thought that was
definitely
really good.
recommend. Definitely would
Yeah.
recommend it. Yeah.
Well, have you been
Well,
reading anything else?
Um, uh,
What do you want to say for our next short podcast?
I don't have anything else that I've been reading though. I mean, I've been pretty engrossed in the Dark Tower
Well,
series,
that's a big,
Espanol.
yeah.
Yeah.
I will add a holiday one just because of the timing of the year. Another one that I read that was a ARC, an advanced reader copy, was The Christmas Cookie Wars by Eliza Evans. And it's
Hmm.
an older woman who has two, I think, 10-year-old boys, 10-year-old twins. And they're in school and there's like she has to organize a cookie competition or like with the town or with the school or something, and then she has to interact with the principal a lot, who's a Hottie McHotterson principal.
Wonderful.
You're shaking your head. Um, what I liked is she talks about traditions and Christmas traditions, which are huge for me, and I feel like I try to do that with my boys where we decorate Christmas cookies and we do gingerbread houses and we go see the lights and like all of these things that they have grown to love. And,
Mhm.
her boys are at the age where they're like not as excited anymore, or like they want to kind of run off with their friends instead of hanging out with mom and watching lights. And I
Yeah.
think it's a good time for me to read a book like that to prepare me for when that starts happening with my kiddos. Because, yeah, they're not always going to want to stay and go to
Yeah.
grandma's house and bake cookies. And they're like these
Oh man.
traditions that work so hard to establish that I'm like, they're not going to last forever.
No, but I'm sure they'll evolve into something
Yeah.
that works and
Yeah.
that's a bummer.
There was one really funny part. So she was texting the principal, and then her son came in and like scared her. So
Oh
she,
wait.
what?
So she's gonna end up with the principal.
Spoiler, happily ever after. Yes, of course she does.
Okay, okay. For some reason I didn't piece that together until right
Yes,
now.
she's a widow, so
Okay.
that gives you. So her son scares her, and then she like fumbles with her phone, and then when she goes back to her phone, she sent the principal an eggplant emoji. She's like freaking out, trying to figure out how to unsend it. I was laughing out loud during that scene. Like I could just totally picture, like, oh my God, what have I done? And then, yeah, she couldn't unsend it.
Have you done that? Not
Send,
yeah, like to the wrong
I,
person or the wrong thing.
I have one time at work, I felt awful because it was an unkind thing that I texted about a person. And instead of texting like the two people that I was venting to, I sent it also to the person that I was venting about.
Alex.
I know. I had that moment where like your stomach and your heart just sink. And I had to go over and apologize, and
Ugh.
I felt awful.
I want to know what you said.
I
I
can't
think
even remember. I think it was something
oh
like
boo.
being such a bitch about this or something like that.
I love it. Ah, well, at least they know. Maybe stop being such a bitch.
He was very gracious about it.
Yeah. Well, that's nice.
But so yeah, I have, and it sucks.
I called my
Very,
supervisor BB.
I'm super careful about my like twos and CCs, on an
Yeah.
email. I'm like always, ever since that happened, I feel like I'm extra careful about forwarding things or CCing or replying all. Because yeah, oh,
You learned a lesson,
yeah,
a
I did.
valuable lesson. Okay, well, that works.
So yeah, that was The Christmas Cookie Wars by Eliza Evans. It was cute. It's holiday, obviously. It's got homemade cinnamon rolls
Oh my God.
just to bring it all back.
I really want a good cinnamon roll, man. I want a good cinnamon roll. One that breaks
Oh,
all the rules and just says, yeah, you were wrong about us as
so
whole.
for one, I think we need to make them. And then we have to find a really good recipe. I think that's going to be the way to do it.
Mhm.
And then maybe in the next episode, we talk about the possibility of getting a limpia,
Oh my God.
Andy.
We need to follow up on that. But I don't want to,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't.
If anyone's done it, which is like going to a like a Mexican witch doctor, Hispanic witch, not a witch.
A curandera.
No, but how do you say that in English?
Um, a wise one.
Anyhow, they do like a cleansing, right? So
Yeah.
if anyone anyone has recommendations on where to go in the
Hail.
Southern California area.
Yeah, help us.
If anyone has been to one and like had a horrible experience or a great experience, tell us if we should or shouldn't do it.
Oh, tell us about your horrible experience, please.
You know what I'm afraid of? I'm afraid of like opening a portal. You know, like what if I'm fine right now, but like
Yeah,
going to this thing,
you come back home with a chupacabra.
yeah, like you know, the haunted house at Disneyland where they say like they will follow you home. I always thought that was real when I was little.
Oh
But yeah, what if
man.
I go to this cleansing thing and it just
Yeah.
allows spirits to
You
make
start
contact?
seeing hoof prints in your backyard.
Yeah. And
And then
white
like
flowy fish scales.
and then or you start getting visits from instead of Saint Nick, you get a visit from Krampus.
Oh man.
We have to say our goodbyes because we're gonna get cut off. Wait, how
Yeah.
much time do we have?
A minute. Oh, now I see it. A minute and
Oh my
42
God.
seconds.
Okay, guys, we enjoy talking to you. We're gonna come back at you maybe next week. Who knows? Who
Who
knows? We'll
knows?
just
We're gonna see what we can do. Tell us
yeah,
what you think. If the 30 minutes works, if you miss hearing our lovely voices for an hour instead. You
yeah.
know, we're here to serve, so whatever
We're
works
just
for you.
we're hanging on your every non-word that you've given us. Please give us a word.
Well, happy reading, everybody. Good night, Karla.
Bye, guys. Bye, Alex.
Bye.